Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be our MRS21 Fall 2021 Test Number 2 review for question number 12, the last question on review. And so this one is going to be definitely one of those questions you'll see in your test notes. So number 12, find the roots of p of x is equal to x cubed plus 5x squared plus x minus 10 when x plus 2 is a factor. Your roots must be in simplest radical form. And so we want to definitely see in this case that when we want to find the roots, you are going to, in this case, find the value of x's that make the equation equal 0. We could use long division, but we learned something called synthetic division. So our very first step is to set the factor x plus 2 equal to 0. That factor they gave us, set that equal to 0. Why? Because now we want to find the root by solving for x. X equals -2. Right, so that's one root. Now, in synthetic division, this root becomes our number we're going to be multiplying by. The coefficients in this case for the expression p of x equals x cubed plus 5x squared plus x minus 10, the numbers multiplying the variables and the constant itself at the end are 1, 5, 1, and -10. The first one is for the x cubed. The 5 is for the x squared, the 1 is for the x, and the 10 is for the constant. I put that there because we're going to be using that and seeing in this case after we do our synthetic division, we're going to what's called find the new quadratic equation after we divide. So with synthetic division, you just take the first number in this list and bring downwards, and from here we multiply that number with the number in the box, or -2. So 1 times -2 is equal to -2. And here afterwards, I have to put the -2 in the next space up here. We add the 5 and -2 to get 3. We take this result, multiply with -2 to get -6, and put that result up here. Then add downwards again. 1 plus -6 is -5. Again, we repeat, taking that result of -5, multiply with -2 to get a positive 10. And downwards, we get 0. And this is our remainder. So the 1, 3, and the -5 will represent not x cubed, x squared, and x, but instead 1x squared plus 3x minus 5. So what we see here is that the exponents go down by 1 after we do our synthetic division, and then what we're going to do is set this equal to 0. So we have found our quadratic equation we're going to be using to solve for the other two roots, and then we see here in this case, whoa, okay, cannot factor, all right, because there's no two numbers that we know of that easily to multiply to -5 and add to +3. So we're going to use our quadratic formula, and our quadratic formula says x is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now all we need to do is find our a, b, and c values. But the nice thing about the synthetic division is that they kind of give us our a, b, and c values, because this is the a value, this is the b value, and this is a c value. Notice how we plugged into our quadratic function. So we are just going to take these values and then plug them into our formula. Okay. Please make sure you put parentheses around your numbers here. So x is equal to negative parenthesis 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1, that's a value, times -5, all over 2 times 1. People sometimes forget that that's about 2a. Okay. Now the next step in this quadratic formula, after you plug in the numbers, is you want to figure out what does all this combine into. Well, 3 squared is definitely 9. Minus 4 times 1 times -5 is -20. So we get a total of 29. Your graphing calculator will definitely, you plug in, make sure you put parentheses on everywhere. Make sure you use a minus sign for the -4, but the negative sign for the -5. Okay. And so now our answer is going to be x is equal to -3 plus or minus the square root of 29 all over 2. Okay. These, and then of course, x equals 2, what we found from -2 actually, found from before. These are the roots. We cannot simplify the square root of 29 even further. So that's as far as it goes. If we could, we would definitely simplify, which means you definitely have to make sure you're practicing your simplifying radicals. So this is the entire thing on full screen here. We'll take a look at the whole thing. All right. And again, try us out. Try us out step by step. Watch the video again if you need to. Right. This is going to be one of those last questions on test. It's probably the bigger point ones and also because you have to do several things like set the factor equal to 0 and solve for x, and do synthetic division. And then after synthetic division, you're going to do quadratic formula. So this is definitely going to be good a good point worth question here. Okay. All right, everyone. If you stuck around this far, please take an extra moment to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not done so already. Turn notifications, be alerted when new videos are added to the channel. And I appreciate you for watching. I hope this helps out. Good luck for you guys, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right? Take care, bye. Be safe.